reading thematic maps. Here we should know what is meant by thematic map. We have seen maps used to show the names of places and distance from one place to another place and different kinds of information like how is the surface terrain, whether it is a plain area or covered with hilly rock, and what are the economic activities of the people of a place, languages spoken by people in that place, and what is the literacy of people of that place. So for all these purposes we used maps. So maps used for one specific purpose are called thematic maps. Okay, only one specific purpose we use a map, that is to be called thematic map. For example, we want to know the political boundaries of the states in India. Then we use political map. When you look at a political map, you will find only one information, that is information about mandals, districts, states. Okay, this will find. If you take political map of India, there we find only states and their boundaries. Look at here. What do you see here? Here we see India political map in which states and their boundaries are shown. Look at here. This is the boundary of Rajasthan, and it is our Telangana boundary, right? So a map showing the state's boundaries is called political map. Can you find here where are rivers, where are plains, where are hills? Right? We can't find hills, plains, and lands of plateaus. Okay, can you find here rainfall? No. So what do we find here? We find only political boundaries of the states, so that it is called a political map. What we call political map, because it is showing the boundaries of states, so it is called political map. Political map is called a thematic map. What we call it is thematic map, because it is showing only one issue, one purpose is shown. It is focusing on one thing. What is that one thing? It is the boundaries of the states. And we use different symbols in the maps, right or not? So what is a thematic map here? Let me show here what is a thematic map. Okay, see, Map focuses only one aspect is called thematic map. Okay, so here in the maps we use different kinds of symbols, right? This is a thing we see. Certain symbols are used to represent various things on a map. Okay, we know that some are lands used for cultivating the crop. Okay, food crops. For raising the food crops we use land. For cultivating cash crops, right? Some land is used for residence of the people, schools, work, place of worships, temples and shops. And some land is used for storing the water, that what we call water reservoirs, tanks. Okay, so when how do we show all these things in a map, right? That means we have to use some symbols for all these things to show in a map. So when we make a map to show that how the land is used in a village, we have to use different kinds of symbols. For agricultural land, one symbol we use. For residence, one for residence purpose, we use one symbol. Okay, and the land used for construction of dams and water reservoirs, we use one symbol. So different symbols we have to use in making the water map. Okay, right? And we have to use different colors also to represent different things. So some of the colors used in a map shown here. Okay, look at here. See, when you find a dark, thick, dark color, thick, dark green in a map, it is to be for the forest area. Suppose you are watching Indian physical map, then you will find a thick green color. I'll show you later this. That wherever you find a thick green color in a map, you should understand it is forest area. Okay, where you find light green color, then you should understand it is grasslands. If you find a thick brown color, then it is a land used for agriculture. Okay, if you find a yellow color, it means that it is a cropped area. Agriculture land is different with a cropped area. Cropped area means it is the land where crop is cultivated. The brown showing the what agriculture land in the sense land allotted for agriculture. Yellow color represents where crops are cultivated. If you find a dark gray, then you should understand there are mountains. If light gray is there, then you should find it is hills. If light yellow is there, then it is the plateau area with the swamps, that is lakes. If light red is, that is wastelands. Light blue, which is tanks, rivers, canals, wells. If dark blue is there, it is used for seas, oceans. If we find the black color, then it is what? Boundaries of the what you call states. So while making a map, different colors are used to show the different things in a map. Okay, so here these symbols are very essential to identify the things in a map. Look at this. What do you see here? You find different colors here, right? Let me show you. Here is a blue color shown, that is a river Godavari flowing like this. And here is a thick green color is shown, that is forest area, right? And here red color is shown, here yellow. So different colors are used in the maps. So what do we call these all the things which are used in a map for specific thing? We call them conventional symbols. In the lower class you have studied. What do we call them? Conventional symbols instead. So while making map, map makers use certain symbols. Okay, and those symbols we call here conventional symbols instead. So using different symbols, maps are prepared. Okay, let us see that how to make a map showing the population. Okay, for example, when we want to show map of a population, we should get a population of such a place. For example, what is the population in India? Then we should know the population of India in every state. Okay, population can be shown with population density. Then what is meant by population density, right? It is that the total number of people living in a area divided by the total area of the place. Total area of the place. How do we get population density? We get when the total population of one place divided by the total area of that place, we get population density. Okay, for example, in a village, okay, if in a village we find that 10 square kilometers area, total the area of the village, this is one village instead. What is the total area of this village? 10 square kilometers. 10 square kilometers is the area of that village. And what is the population of that village? For example, 1000 people. How much? 1000 people are living. Understand? So total population of that village is 1000. Total area of that village 10 square kilometers. Understand? Then how do we get population density? Dividing total population of that village with the total area. That means 1000 divided by 10. Okay, 0 cancel, so that we get what? 100. It means that population density of that village is 100 persons per square kilometer area. So population map is prepared using the population density instead. So population density reveals how many people are living in 1 square kilometer area. Understand? So here we find a population density of India. Understand? By one index also. Look at here. What do you see here? It is the table showing density of population in the year 2011, which is the last year census. Okay, latest is 2021 census. Okay, census in the sense calculating the population of a nation for every 10 years. Census is calculated for every 10 years, once for every 10 years. So 2000 in 2011 population is calculated of India, and it shows density of population of every state. It means that per 1 square kilometer area, in 1 square kilometer area, how many people are living? In 1 square kilometer area in Andhra Pradesh, it was 309. In Arunachal Pradesh, it is 17. In Assam, it is 397. In this way, population density of every state is given. With the help of this table, we can make a population map of India. Understand? How, how do we make a map of a population of India? With the help of dot method. With method dot. Understand? What we have to use? Dot method. What is mean by dot method? Dot method refers that the density of a population of an area. Instead, just now we have seen in Jammu and Kashmir, it is what to call 56 is the density. How much? 56 people are living in 1 square kilometer area. So that we should keep 56 dots. Understand? How many? 56 dots in Jammu Kashmir. Which one? Jammu Kashmir. So in such a way, we can make the population density. Okay, that means here we have to place 56 dots in this way instead. So that will reveal, or we can classify this population into certain divisions. How? Look at here. There is an index given here. 0 to 250 is one division. Next 251 to 500. What is this 250, 250, 500? It is a population density. Population density or density of population. Okay. So wherever we find the population density is below 250 to 250 persons per 1 square kilometer area, those are shown with a yellow color instead. So just now we have seen in Jammu Kashmir, it is the 56 persons per square kilometer area as per 2011 census. Then it is below 250, so that in Jammu Kashmir it should be shaded with which color? Yellow. Understand? So that we can identify that it is below 250. Understand? So this is the what India map showing the population density in various states. Okay, using the what different colors for different divisions of the population. First, population is what you call taken into certain divisions. Based on that, we make population. Okay, so this is India showing the what population density. Okay, and their capital. See, every state capital is shown with red dots. Which one? Red dots. Look at here. Or not? Telangana capital is Hyderabad. Or not? Then here Uttar Pradesh capital is Lucknow. That is shown with red color. Okay. This is one dot. Okay. Shaded with red color. See, for state capitals, we use a small black dot. If it is the national capital, there a big, somewhat big black dot is used, and that is circled with one more line. I have shown here. This is the symbol used for what you call national capital, and here the small dot is shown. Okay, this one. That is the symbol used for state capital. A river is shown like this. So different symbols are used in representing different things in the map, which map maker considers very important. There are certain common symbols used by map makers while making map, and all those symbols we call here conventional symbols. What we call conventional symbols instead. So see here, these are the symbols used by different map makers in general, and those are given here. These we find in a survey of India. Where do we find? Survey of India. So these symbols are in general we find in every map. Okay, so that these are called conventional symbols. Okay, so how are conventional symbols? Here it is shown in below map. Okay, look at here, dear students, what it is. Towns and villages are shown using this symbol. You here it is there. Okay, and huts, that is permanent, temporary. These are permanent, these are temporary. This is a tower. Okay, and lighthouses, here it is there, lighthouse symbol. And it is anchor of ships, right? And this small black dot shows about mines, coal mines, iron mines, like in that way. Okay, and boundaries are shown in this way. See, these are state boundaries. Two dots are there, thick one here given. This one, state dots. Here it is there. Okay, small line, and thick line is given here. This one, that is the international boundary, and district boundaries are shown in this way, light small dashes. Okay, so different symbols are used for different purposes. These are all called conventional symbols instead. See here, what is the symbol used to show the post office? It is PO, post office. Telegraph office with TO instead. And if it is combined with what to call police post office, then PTO. That means post office, telegraph office, telephone office. Then PS, police station. Okay. And what to call canals, rivers. Okay. In this way, we use different symbols. Okay. Some more are given in your textbook. Roads, how the roads are represented here. Okay. Look at here, roads, metal roads, which are given here. Understand? Unmetalled given here with small red dots. Bridges are given here. Look at this. Streams are given here. Rivers, this one. Dams are given. You see that here. Then what to call railway tracks also given in this map. Okay, broad gauge, meter gauge, railway lines also shown here. Okay, look at here, these are railway tracks. Okay, this is what to call meter gauge, narrow gauge, nano gauge, like that different symbols are used instead. So these are there, and these are given here. What are these counter lines? What are counter lines, right? Counter lines are those which show the places which are at equal height. Okay, let me show you that different counter lines. Okay, look at here. What are the counter lines? Look at here. Do we have the same face is flat in all the areas? No, right? Somewhere we see that the surface is what to call swallow with the rest of the places. We find different land masses, that is relief things on the earth, that is mountains, hills, plateaus, plains, all these we find. Those are with different heights instead. So different heights of the places altogether what we call relief features instead. So what is meant by relief feature? It is the high and low areas on the surface of the earth. Relief feature in the sense high and low areas on the earth surface. Some are high in the height. Which are high? Mountains. Some are somewhat moderate height. Those are hills. Some are low in area in the surface of earth. Those are plains. So these all we find on the earth. Then how do we show these different places which with different height? Okay, it is difficult, right? So to show the relief features, that is hilly areas, valleys, plateaus, plains, river basins, sandy places, all these are shown on a map using certain lines. Those are called counter lines. What we call counter lines. Okay, look at here. This is one figure 1.6 showing the what different heights of the places. Look at here, there are hills. This is one, given here and here. These are not at the same height. Okay, then how do we show these on a map? This is the map. Okay, how it is shown by drawing lines for different heights. Okay, lines showing the same height of the place are called counter lines. What are called? Counter lines. Instead, counter lines are those which show the places which are at equal height. The places which are at equal height. Let me show here. Here is I'm drawing here. Look at here. This is one place here, and here is another place. Here one more place. Okay, A, B, C. All these places are at equal height from the sea level. For example, from the sea level, these three places A, B, C are at equal height. Then these places are joined with a line, and this line represents these three places are at equal height. So that this line is called counter line. Which one? Counter line. Okay, counter lines are those which show the places with equal height. Understand? So counter lines are used to show the different places which are at different heights. Okay, these are also called iso lines. Counter lines also called iso lines. Okay, lines showing the places at equal height are called counter lines or iso lines. Instead, look at here. This is what to call map showing the water different places using the counter lines. What do you see here? You see here a place with a gentle slope. This is a place with a gentle slope. Counter lines are drawn to show the height of the place. That means it shows slope of a place. How much slope is there of a place? Okay, and also tells elevation in the sense height of the place. Two things are indicated using the counter lines. One is the slope of the place, whether it is a gentle slope or a steep slope like a wall. Look at here, I'm drawing. This is a gentle slope. What this is? Gentle slope. If the slope is like this line, this is called steep slope. Okay, so the slope is indicated using the counter line, and its height also, elevation in the sense height of the place. Okay, so the counter lines indicate slope of the place, how much slope it is there. Second thing is that it tells how much elevation from the sea level, how much height it is from the sea level. Okay, so counter lines are drawn at interval between lines. Understand? Look at this gentle slope here. How it is there? Gentle slope is there, right? So counter lines are shown at different what to call points. Another is shown here. Look at here. This is different with the above map. What do you see here? It is a steep slope. What is that? Steep slope. There the lines are very near counter lines are very near here. This is steep slope. See, one line to another line here. All these lines are very near. It means that the slope of the place is what? Steep slope. Steep slope. Understand? And just now we have seen one more map here. What do you see? Here the lines are at equal distance. Or not? At equal distance. Here the lines. It shows the slope is gentle slope. Which slope? Gentle slope, because the counter lines are not very close one to another. There is equal distance, so that we can say that it is a gentle slope. Just now I have shown that it's steep slope, where lines are drawn very near, counter lines are very close one to another, like this. Okay, that is what is steep slope. Understand? So in this way, counter lines are used to show the places which are at equal height. Understand? So counter lines will indicate two things. It indicates the slope of the land and elevation from the sea level. Elevation from the sea level, it is